Hey guys, welcome to this tutorial. Stefano Verugi is going to show us how to model a simple house for the purpose of doing quantity takeoff afterwards and scheduling. So yeah, hey Stefano.
Okay, so we start from the beginning. I'll just turn on the Bonsai, create a new project. This project doesn't have any type, so it's just blank. Just let us have a complete, let's say, scenario where we don't have anything available. So we create it from scratch. So to create a slab, we have this menu. And now the menu offers different options. So we need to click and hold. Let me turn on the screencast keys, so you can see the keys. So now I want to create
You press and hold on that icon to see the
you see the small arrow at the bottom right.
Yeah.
That means that there are other options available. Okay. So as I clicked on the slab, there is no slab type found, so we create a new one. So clicking on this, it creates a new type, and but it doesn't give any name. So it would be good practice to select, rename. Let's say my slab.
This is not very good practice either, to give it the name slab.
It's true, it's true. But
it's okay, at least you put 150.
Just to quickly.
You put 150, yeah, so that's good.
Yeah. Okay.
How do we know if it's actually 150 the thickness or not?
By default, the slab is like and walls are 100 millimeter.
Okay.
So
how do we check that?
No,
because we want to know how to check that, right?
Yeah, sure. So I select the type from here. The type is selected. I can come here.
In the material, in geometry and materials tab.
I go down to object materials. I see material layer set. And I notice that the total thickness and the thickness of the layer is 100. So I want to make it 150. So I click on, I click on the pencil twice, and I go to here, the thickness, 0.15, and save changes. Now the slab is 150. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So now that the slab has a name, has a thickness, we can add. So I click on add. Let me press espresso. So the snap is already set by default.
Yeah. So these are the
snaps already provided when you turn on Bonsai. Okay. When you open Bonsai. So let's say.
Oh yeah. So for everyone, when if they install a newer version of Bonsai, you get these snaps exactly enabled like there.
With the most recent release.
Yeah.
Let's say now is you don't have to, especially this one at the bottom.
Yeah.
That have been recently introduced. So we have a specific snap target for Bonsai.
For Bonsai,
which are not in the vanilla blend.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay. So my slab add. So now we can define the slab itself. So let's start from the 0, 0. You can see the values. So I click. Then I go on the one axis. So if I go one axis, it actually kind of constrain without me pressing any key. It constrains along the angle 90, distance 5. So if I want to say create a slab 4 meter by 6 meters, when I'm stretching this line on the y-axis, I just enter 4, enter. Then I run on the x-axis, let's say 6, enter, and back 4, enter. Then right-click to confirm. So this slab, let's turn on the item, is 15 centimeter, 4 by 6. So this is what we want. Now it's time to, so I don't know whether at this stage you want to, for instance, assign a predefined type or else. So in this case, I don't know, do we want to, or we go quickly through so if you want to set any property or stuff. So
no, not necessarily. I'm thinking one thing that is still on my mind since you modified the thickness of the slab is the material. I think it shows a bit like We should add there concrete at least or something like that.
Yeah, let's
Instead of
let's
unname
quickly
it.
set a material, no problem. So
Yeah.
we want to create a material, so plus, let's say, I don't know, C25, 30, which is the, I don't know, or how do you normally classify this one?
Yeah, it's
Concrete?
okay. It's okay. Just type whatever. It was
Concrete?
okay. No. It was
Huh?
okay to put exactly how you wanted and in
C25,
the
30, even though
description.
this, yeah, the scent is normally put in the properties, but this is always useful, and we can set this to concrete.
In
Or
category or
reinforced concrete.
description? Yeah, and the description maybe, yeah, I don't know. It's okay. Some concrete. It's fine.
Whatever is required by the standard used.
Uh-huh.
Description category, we can do it right now at this stage when we create the material. So, okay. If by any chance we want to already assign some color, we can also create a color.
But we already have
or
the
style.
gray, which is quite concrete-ish already, right?
Okay. So we don't create. So let's say the concrete then is assigned to the slab. So we select the slab. We go back to the material layer set usage. We go for this layer. And here we select C2530. Save changes and okay.
Perfect.
Just to show that this one affects the style, it might be useful to use the style at this page to show the style. So we exactly use the style to show that there's now by assigning the style to the material, we can also render the color of the element we select.
Yeah.
So
What is that unnamed? If you look at the unnamed, yeah, you can add after that the gray as well, so we can see. But you see, like at the thickness, after the thickness of the slab, we have something called unnamed. What is that?
Because yeah, because this is the layer, the material layer. There is a set which makes the multi, if in case of multiple or composite slab. So the slab can have a multiple layers inside.
Okay.
Likewise, walls can have multiple layers.
Okay.
So in case of the multiple layers, for instance, you want to have, say that you want to have a slab under 50 concrete. So we want to, this is RC reinforced concrete. Sorry. And this slab is now, this layer has a name, reinforced concrete under 50. And said that by this, at the same time, we want to take advantage of this object. We want to also add, for instance, the, I don't know, some screening on top, or the bituminous layer under. So let's add some bituminous layer. So we can now come to this and create. We don't have the material bituminous, so I select the material, click on plus, and this adds a different layer. Now you can see that the thickness of the slab has increased.
Yeah.
Already. So, okay, for this one, let's say.
But I don't think I would add it into the same slab. I would add it as a separate layer
just
completely.
an example. Just I treat them separately, creating a covering. I don't use multi-layer elements because I find more practical to use different layers. So, but just in case.
Yeah, no, but this could be this is definitely much better for walls, for example.
Yeah.
But here, yeah, you can also maybe add, but most probably on top. Like I don't know if you have some insulation and then I don't know, parquet or something like that, then this kind of could be right.
Yeah.
But
in this
again,
case, this looks more a structure slab. So we want to keep it as such.
Yeah,
and I
just
personally use
concrete,
a covering to identify to model the flooring.
Yeah, that's in the architecture model. That's right.
In the architecture model, yes. Now, as you always point out, is the fact that it's best practice to create the models for architecture, and models for structures, and models for MEP, and then, if needed, we can federate them into one. But you asked me about this, so now we have the unnamed, so say that we have a flooring up, so be like a flooring or screening, and we can save it. So now the slab is 250. So if I press on N, I see 250. It's no longer 150 because it's two layers.
Yeah,
that's it. So now that the layer is, so we can remove this one now.
Yeah.
And now it goes back to the way it was. So, okay. Now that we have the slab, we want to do some walls. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So to create the walls is the same. So we click on the walls. Again, this one is also for railing and covering. Walls, let's create a wall type as we did before. And again, rename my wall. My wall, let's say 150 or 200 because it's a perimeter wall. Okay, my wall, and then again, select the type and close. I come here, the same geometry materials, and now I have the chance to edit the wall thickness to 0.2. Save, save. Now that the type is being created, then we can create now all the elements. So add, the snap is on. So one, I can snap on this and to create the walls. Or there is a nice feature. So let's Control Z.
Okay.
A nice feature. Once the slab is selected,
Yeah.
you see the wall and tool, and the slab is selected, but the wall tool is selected. Alt from perimeter.
So both have to be, because I was actually looking for something similar like this, but that's like you have to select the slab and also the wall tool, and then to go in the tool itself. Isn't at the top in the menu that function as well? Like can you undo this? Can you undo this? Okay, if you select it, isn't there at the top? Don't we have the icon there? Isn't that one? Yeah, add from perimeter.
Yeah, it is. Add from perimeter. Yes, it is.
Yeah, click on it.
So no, but what is here on the side is also at the top.
Ah, okay. So then, okay, it's just that it's easier to read the text.
Yes, I hope I'm not wrong, but yeah, most
yeah.
of the time,
then click on it. Click on it, and let's make the wall based on that.
Again, slab selected, wall tool is selected. Let's try.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. I understand. So the wall tool, of course, is done with the wall selected the type.
Yeah.
So if we had a different type, of course, let's create another type because we want to create, for instance, a partition wall. I usually do this.
Okay.
Duplicate.
But are the partitioning walls also structural or are they architectural?
Usually they are architecture, but I put masonry into the architectural model because it interacts, of course, actively with windows and doors.
Okay.
In my perspective, at least. What I check around is like, people tend to have into the architectural model.
Okay.
Also because they receive the plastering, they also interact with wind. I don't know. I find more, let's say, useful to have it in the architectural model. So now that I copied, so my wall 200 copy. So let's change it to my wall 100, the name. Of course, this one does not change the thickness. I want to select it, See, it's 200 because we copied the duplicate the island. So we enter into edit mode. 0.1, save changes. Okay. Now that when I click 100, so let's go back and select the slab, wall tool, select the slab, wall tool, and now we don't know from here which wall is selected. So we need to look at what it was before. Nice man for that. So we want to make the 200 active, okay, for the perimeter walls.
Yeah. Okay, so before selecting the slab, it's important to choose the right type that we want to use.
Which wall is active? Let's hope that this is picking the right one now. So I select the slab, select the tool, and add from perimeter. Yeah, it went well. Okay, so we have the partition. Now let's create a partition. So we select the 100 around here, close down the 100 is selected. We want to add the wall. So now I have the cursor, and I can decide the person to snap on the corner and here. And this, of course, doesn't have much because of so we need to shift it. So usually I press GX to move and constrain on the X-axis. and I want to set a space between this wall and this wall. So I usually GB, so I can snap on the corner, X. Sorry, yeah, GB, X. It depends. Many other people, let's say, use the gizmo. How do you call it? I don't use gizmo at all
No.
because I find it more practical
Yeah,
when you model to have to use the
I agree.
hotkeys. Hotkeys.
I
The
agree.
keyboard is far more practical in my, at least for the way I'm used to.
Mhm.
So once the partition wall is set, to set it apart, 3 meters or 2 meters, let's say, GX2. That's it. Always remember to press the axis so that the element is shifted or maneuvered along the expected axis. Okay. So now that we have a slab, we have the walls. We want to create perhaps another slab on top as the roof. But there is probably one thing is important, because when I select this slab, the type, my slab type, I can see that it's as a floor. Probably we want to set this as base slab. No?
Mhm.
And for the roof, I don't know, this is not that important, but probably we want to create a duplicate. My slab, I don't know, 120. Probably I want to put a R next to it to indicate that this is my roof slab. I select the type, and sorry, I
I think
confused.
you can still do it
Yeah,
anyway.
I set roof. Okay, save. So I have two slabs now, one for the roof, one for the bases. So
Mhm.
now I want to use the roof. Okay, so I close. The my slab roof is selected, so add 1, 2, 3, and 4. But it was created at a level that I don't want. So I'll go back a bit. And before doing this, I want to set the roof at
level,
this
yeah.
height, the level. So how do I know this one? Either I use the wall, so and I know that the wall has a certain height, Z, 3 meters here, or I just put the 3D cursor and I go to view, and I know that the Z in this point of the 3D cursor is 3 meters. Make sense?
Yeah.
So when I come here, I want to add my building, a new story, add roof level, for instance. And the roof level is a double click to edit, is 3 meters. And I set it as default.
Mhm.
Now that the container is, the story is set as default, when I create a roof, the slab in this case, in fact, it shouldn't be 3 meters, should be 3 meter 100, 3 meter 12. Add,
Why 3.12?
because the roof level is the top of the slab, right?
Yeah.
So which takes the 3 meter of the wall plus the 100, is it 120? I forgot the thickness I said. 150, sorry. So should be rather 150. Okay.
That's why I was confused. About 12 and not 15.
Yeah,
But that's great.
I'm often confused myself. So, okay.
Yeah, well, it happens when you do it. Yeah, so many
So
things.
the reason why I'm doing this, because of course it's good practice also to start understanding the predefined type when we create elements. Of course, nobody will see the difference from the outside point of view, but from the data perspective, of course, this is a slab that works as a roof, and this is a slab that works as a base. So they might have different characteristics. We want to have a different style. Now that the slab is done, let's do some roof. What do you think? Where is the roof? Here, roof tool. So the container is set as default. always, if you don't see the roof, if I click here, now I say this, but if I click here, sometimes you need to click somewhere in the space to have it deactivated. So again, quick create a roof type. We name it. Guess what? My roof. And let's select the type. At this point in time, we can go to the parametric geometry because, of course, the roof we can leverage on the parametric feature. So the hip gable roof is fine. The roof thickness and the raft slope, let's make it a bit steeper and finish editing. So these are the settings of the roof. To create a roof, I come here, so add, and I position it somewhere. Of course, the roof is much bigger than what we need. In the latest release, now if I press on the tab, the polyline defining the roof is at the top, whereas before it was at the bottom. So I press 7 to go into top view, and I can now edit the edges, for instance. So GX, I snap on this, GX, I snap on this, GY, and GY. Now the roof is like, so tap again to exit, but it doesn't have any, any.
Yeah, it has to go a bit outside.
So we want to have a sound. So I'm going to edit again, 7, top view, and we can leverage now on the, see there.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's try as the first time.
CAD hotkey, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that text is not very helpful, to be honest, but yeah.
Because this is the angle of the roof, so it's not the one I was looking for. Okay. So this is probably what we want.
Looks like that. Yeah, makes a parallel. Yeah.
It didn't actually do much. So this is not what we. No, because I didn't select any edge.
You have to select the edge, yeah.
Yeah. Now that I select the edge, I can do the.
There we go.
The offset.
This is so cool.
Which is. And now I need to delete the inner edge. You see the roof now is.
You see that message right there? Geometry changes will be lost. Do you know what that means?
Usually I do, in this case, I do Control A, but it doesn't, because this means that we have modified the geometry of the element. So it happens when you have the chance to modify inside the object itself, the geometry of the object.
Okay.
Let's try tab. And it worked.
It worked.
For some reason, let's save it just in case.
Save it.
So that now, since now we have two.
You got an error. You see?
One GF.
You got an error.
Control S. If I select instance not found.
Can you try to save it from the menu?
Save
no,
project.
that one.
Is the same. Let's create another copy.
Let's reload it. Or create another one. You can try to save it as another project and see if you get the error. Save project as. Save IFC project as. You did that?
Okay. I reloaded the mod.
And it worked.
Yeah, looks like. Okay, now that we have this two story with the name, say that we want to edit. There is no more this hide and show here. It was shifted to this portion. Let me increase this a bit. It was now what we need to do is to select the container where the stories are. So in this case, the building. Okay, and we can now, instead of occurrence, we look at the decomposition. So if I want to hide the ground floor,
the entire floor, yeah.
If I want to hide the roof, okay.
Yeah.
Few people find it a bit not so, let's say, convenient. For me,
depends on the workflow. Well, yeah, and also that.
it would be nice to have like the here, but
Dion
it makes
said
more
something
sense.
why. Dion mentioned why is not possible, or why it doesn't make sense to have it there anymore on
Okay.
GitHub. So he mentioned, I don't remember exactly why, but
Now,
he
for me,
said,
it's like, okay, you select this and then you do stuff with this. That's it. So you want to select the elements one. Now, if you want, for instance, to select all the elements in the ground floor,
yeah,
and there was an alt
you
click.
don't, yeah,
See,
maybe alt click,
if you press when you visualize or hide, this one only hides or
wall,
let's say operates on this very one.
yeah,
No, but if I press this one alt, you see it only hit this one. But if I press alt, let me, it acts on all the elements inside.
so on the
It's
eye you
important.
have to press on alt,
So here I have only selected one of the
yeah,
items.
yeah,
So when I select this ground floor, this one shows all the elements that are
yeah,
inside the ground floor, element decomposition. Okay.
mm-hmm.
So if I select the slab, I can hide or visualize the slab. No?
Yeah,
But when I select the wall, but there's only one slab, so it doesn't make difference. But when there are many walls, oh sorry, it makes a difference. When I press Alt, visualize, hide, visualize, hide. If I don't press the Alt, it only, oops,
it
now
should show
it
you
looks
only that
wrong.
wall that you selected.
Now I made a mess. So let me,
It's still not very intuitive, all this thing. Like it gets a bit wild because it's
sometimes a bit
not,
tricky.
it's a bit different than other tools, which are very, very easy and straightforward, right? It takes a bit of time to get used to this, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
some
possible.
muscle memory, not that you need to develop
Mm-hmm.
while you're modeling. But if you do model, I mean, myself, I mean, let's say during the working day, 2 or 3 times I have to struggle a bit. One time, sometimes, some days I don't have any struggle at all.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
uh,
That's how you learn.
now we want to put some. Let me save. Then now I save it. There is no error, thankfully. So we want to add the door. Petru,
Yeah, yeah. Let's add the door.
add the door. I click on the door. If I hold, I also have the window option. So door, not types, create a door. So I want to create one door named D1 and close. So I want to put the D1 here. Now though, I have to change it to ground floor now because I set default, set to ground floor.
Mm-hmm.
So the door is here, add. I slide normally at the top of the wall to make sure that it snaps on the wall.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And the door is well, you see the void is being created. But I'm not happy with the dimension of the door, so I'm going to edit. And again, parametric geometry door.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that I want the door, the overall, the height for me is 210. And the width is an external door 1 meter. I, for instance, don't like the other options that can go there. So I don't want the threshold and single. Okay.
Did you
As you
remove
can
the
see,
threshold? Did you remove one
yeah,
property?
I
How
usually
do you
remove the
do
threshold.
that? How do you remove a property?
Edit.
Yeah.
And you can play with this. It's very
Okay.
useful.
Yeah, yeah, but how do you remove a line of text or a property from there? Can
No,
you delete it?
if I set any thickness to the threshold, let's say 0.02, you see now that transform there are other options.
Ah,
Look, if I
okay.
set 0, it removes
Yeah.
the
Ah,
threshold.
okay. So you did not delete it. I thought you deleted. That's why I was curious.
Sorry, there was this. Now the
Yeah.
threshold depth and threshold offset.
Okay.
Not,
Okay.
not the transom. Transom doesn't. The
Makes sense.
transom, since we are here, we can play with this a little. So say that the overall height is like a top 2.6. You see
Oh.
that the height is now changed. No? And then I want to put the transom And the offset, let's hope that is working. So cross your fingers, 2 meters. And this should transform offset to 2 meters, transform thickness, and then finish editing. Okay. And then, but you see that he created a door with the glass.
Oh, that's a
There's a bit
glass.
of a mess here, but usually it works better. Now I don't know why it's not. The other thing that is recently introduced, when you go to edit, you can also set the material from here.
Oh,
so
nice.
the lining and the panel. And typically, when you have a window on top, see that it went back to its original. Let me close this one. You see, I did mess up with the. We can try again. The transom thickness 0.05. If I enter the transom thickness 5 centimeter, now it gives me the chance to work on the offset. So I changed the height to 0.6, and then it created the skylight. Now you created the fan light, no? The window, the top. But it doesn't actually pay well, but I don't know why. Instead of, but let's say that we want to go back to this. So now we can create another door. So duplicate, rename D2. And this door, I select it, and I want to rather have a 90 centimeter door. So with the door D2 selected, I want to put it in this wall, and I slide on top of the, I put it here. Now see that I use this align and distribute, which is an add-on. But typically, if I want to center this in this, there are different ways to align. Typically, JB, I go to the triangle, and the Y to slide on, and then and now it's selected.
Okay, wait. So we don't see your screencast keys anymore, I think.
Okay, let me put it back. Sorry.
Can you go now, just to fix that, go to edit and to your add-ons and make sure that you set that for always. If you go to edit.
Yeah, thank you. Want me to do it now?
Yeah. So you have it always.
Screencast keys.
Yeah.
I thought
no, there. Enable on startup. Yeah. And now you'll have it all the time. You can close that.
How do I exit? Yeah.
Press on
this one is hiding
on X. Oh. Escape. You cannot see the X. It's at the top. There.
Okay, then now we are back. So we put some windows. Let me save first. Save. Let's create some window tool. No windows created quickly. Again, windows. Let's say W1. The window selected. We can now select the type and enter into the parametric geometry. Now it shows window, not door, of course. So we want to have a door, let's say 1.2 by 1.1. Double panel vertical, and here the offset of the mullion should be half of the width, right? So 0.6. Make sense?
Don't know. No. I'm not an expert in Windows.
So let me show it to you in this way. So I set some parameters here at the window, and now I add the window here.
Yeah.
So the window is such that this window is a double panel, vertical panel. So there are 2 panes. So if I were to change this, the first mullion, because it's 2 panes, so only 1 mullion. Mullion is the vertical.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So if I want to have it like a 0.4, look at the guy here.
It will move in the middle, to the left,
this
right?
This one will move. You see?
Yeah,
moved.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, one. Okay, I now
0.6.
understand. I don't know these terms in English because I never worked with them, so that's why. But yeah, makes sense.
Okay, now it's better.
Mm-hmm.
When we do the door, I didn't actually set the reference line. The RL is a setting that you want to use, especially in the Windows, but also those. Let's say in Windows it's far more useful because not all Windows have the same starting level, so they change.
Okay.
Okay. So say that this window is now, I press N, I have the window at 1 meter, and ends because this window is 1.1, it ends at 2.1, which is okay. But now let's say we want to have a window, a different window. Let's say create a one because we didn't see this one. Let's say W2. Window, okay. And then it doesn't, so select the type. The window type, this is the basic one that you normally have by default. So by using this, now W2, I want to add it here. So add, it comes here. You see it's a bit low, no? Usually you have the top of the window at the same height. Now, since this window is, the height of the window is 90 centimeter.
Yeah.
And the top is at 210. So you want the lintel to be at the same level as this.
Okay.
So let's go back a bit. So now instead of L, so it's a 2.1 minus 0.9.
Oh.
Makes sense?
So nice. It has a calculator, integrated calculator.
Okay. You can do it on top of your mind, but I wanted to show.
Yeah, but it's very cool to see.
Because when the numbers are a bit more complicated, it's
of course.
useful. So now that the reference line is on 1.2, and I add the window here, it creates a problem, and that goes into
Shift P, or what is it to refresh the?
I don't know.
You should try to save it. Try to save your model.
I load it again. I don't know what happened.
Can you select the wall and click on Shift G or Shift P?
If I select the wall and wall, Shift G, it doesn't actually.
Yeah.
So wall, Alt O. Look at how many.
You have two openings. You have the opening from before.
There's quite a number of things.
Yeah. Are there many there? Yeah. That's a bit strange, but it's not bad to know how to work with the openings either.
For some reason, he created the multiple openings. Guess I don't know why. But in this case, if we want to correct this one, so 1.2, let's cross your fingers and press Shift G, and then it works.
Yeah. So Shift G when you select the wall, you have to select the wall to reset the position of the opening. Yeah.
Shift G. Yes. Okay. Last, I don't know the time now. It's like let's hide the.
Forget about the time. Focus on what we have to go. Forget about the time. Let's finish the task.
Yeah, sure. So save because it's important.
Yeah. For sure.
So covering tool. We do some flooring. Okay.
Let's do it.
So the covering, not covering. So
isn't that only for a wall? Isn't that tool only for a wall?
No, this is covering tool, no wall tool.
Yeah, but it's in the wall tool. So don't we have a covering also for slabs, for example? It's what I'm trying to say.
No, covering, I don't know. Right? Covering for me is like the class IFC covering.
Yeah, so I understand.
Then you can use it for floor.
Yeah, but in this case, it's grouped in the same place where you have the wall stuff. That's why I'm saying, like, it's where you have the walls, right? and it's also shown vertically. That's why I'm saying, like, you know, like the symbol.
Like a plastering.
No, like the symbol where you use this.
Hold.
Yeah.
Wall.
So these are wall
covering.
tools, right? These are wall tools. Like you have by default the wall tool.
No, yes and no. Let's say
The
actually this is a
railing
good
also.
point. This is a good point because you see, this is not a roof tool. It's a roof tool if you select the roof.
Yeah.
But here becomes
Yeah. Yeah.
So you need to know that if you press here, you go to covering tool. So this is something that you have to know before.
Yeah. Okay, please go ahead. Sorry
So
for jumping in.
No. Actually, it's not the purpose of this demonstration presentation. So if I start from here, I can easily go into the launch the type manager. So from here, I can create a copy. So let's say I want to flooring, horizontal. Okay. And then I can create duplicate, rename, ceiling. They are both horizontal elements. No?
Yes.
Now the flooring can be the type. So the type 10 centimeter, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But we want to go with the ceiling. The ceiling we might want to have like a less thick. So that's 0.025. I don't know. Okay, so the ceiling. Now the trick is with the tool selected. The nice thing about this ceiling and flooring, they need to do. We need also to set the predefined type. So ceiling, select the type. Ceiling. Then flooring, select the type.
Because this is not happening from.
Flooring. Now that the two types are created with the predefined type.
Yeah.
This one now we can leverage on this nice feature. So 7 to go top view. I put the cursor in. Did I set the cavity for some reason? Okay. I want to put the cursor inside the room.
Yeah.
And with so it automatically, the flooring, add flooring from cursor.
And it will add the ceiling height 2.7.
It didn't add anything.
No.
No. Let's try again. 7. Flooring.
Because your cursor is beneath.
It was working yesterday. It was working, but let's try with the ceiling if you have a better luck.
But try to add the okay.
No, we can do the other way. So this is I want to show the so we can put the cursor here, and now the ceiling height is okay. Add ceiling from cursor, and it didn't work. Now, to not despair, let's say we can go into here.
There is always another way of doing things in bonsai, right?
So let's start with the flooring first. So add flooring, and then I have the flooring. At this height, because I selected the default was the roof level.
Yeah.
But now I want to do the, so let's go back. Ground floor, set default. Flooring. That could be the reason why I didn't do let me see. Let me try again.
Yeah, because maybe it was beneath the ground.
Because the container was on the roof. So I couldn't see the walls.
Yeah, okay.
That could be the case. So cross your fingers. Now we want to do the flooring.
Flooring and yeah.
Align. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we found out how to. It was my mistake.
How do we see? How do we see if it's correct? Like take us vertical cross section, so we know that it's in the right place. You can use the navigation. Yeah, you can do that too. But you can
I
also,
want to set this.
Yeah, you can do that. There we go.
Nice, eh?
There we go. Yes.
So in this case, if the concrete slab is at this level, so the zero, this one should, the door should be 0.1. Make sense?
Yep. This looks very good.
And of course, the windows, if you have the window sill at a certain height, of course, you need to change that one as well. So you want to adjust the windows accordingly. So for us, the zero was the concrete, but in reality, the zero should be, in my, I mean, normal practice is the finished floor level, which corresponds to this.
Yeah.
And now, can I get out of this view?
Yeah, you can delete that, but you have to
Now
like.
that we want to add the flooring here. Now that we know the trick. Add flooring. Flooring is set. Flooring from cursor. You see the flooring is being done. And ceiling should be the same. Now, the ceiling height is 2.7, which is fine. Add ceiling from cursor. Boom. Put the cursor. Now I make it easy, but sometimes you see.
Everything is breaking, Stefano. We have to report these things to get fixed.
I sent 3 issues today, this morning.
That's good.
This very morning.
That's very good.
But you know, let's save first, then we try again from cursor. It did work. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have the ceiling, we have the flooring, we have the doors.
Where's the roof?
We want to put some skirting. Skirting.
Where is the roof?
Skirting tiles. The
Where is the roof?
the...
What did you do with the roof?
Hey, the roof. What is it? So select the building, element decomposition, roof, visualize roof. Nice. Save.
You can also just hide it just by selecting it and hide it, but you will have to show
I
everything.
click on this one, press
and
H.
hide.
And
yeah, it's much easier actually that way.
This one, H. Yeah. But sometimes if you want to get rid of the whole lot.
Yeah.
So you don't want to see some skate, but the coloring?
Yes, I want to see, of course.
Which one? The coloring or the skating?
Skating and the color, both.
Okay, so 1 and 2, H. So I'll hide. So the skating can be, usually skating, I create a profile. Let's be simple, profiles. Rectangle profile depth, add plus. And I want a profile, enter, edit. Let's say 10 by 120. 0.01 is the width, the thickness of the profile, and 0.12 the height. When I press here, I can see the profile. I can do it more articulate, of course. I can edit the shape. We can have a fancy profile. So since the profile has been created, I stay in the covering tool, and I create a new covering type. Skirting and skirting board. Instead of horizontal layers, extrude the profile, and that's like the profile. Okay. So now that the skirting is being created, I assign it as active. Skirting, and here comes a bit tricky. So first of all, let's make sure that we are on the at the right level. Yeah. We can use add from here, and then it creates a profile right away. If I press tab, it goes into funny mode. You see it disappeared. So I normally do here, I click on this one and I add skirting covering type. So
oops. think you crashed.
At the level.
Hey, one
Which was
second, Stefano. You've been away for a few seconds, for a few good seconds. Get back to where you were saying. What were you saying?
Okay, let me delete
It
this.
froze. It froze everything when before you added that thing.
Okay, so I wanted to show how to put the skirting down.
Mm-hmm.
So ground floor set default. Usually you're supposed to use the covering, skirting, RL 1 meter, but probably not. Ceiling height. Again, this could be a bug or could be Stefano doing the wrong thing. So add, and then it has added the skirting somewhere. Not somewhere, where the 3D cursor was. So let's go back, Control Z. So let me position the cursor and snap it to the corner of the room. Right in the corner. So add, and I have the skirting. But the skirting is at the level we might don't want to have. So G, and then let me come to the tool. We don't have any chance to select the origin of the skirting.
Mm-hmm.
So GB to get the bottom, Z to raise it on top of the floor. Now it's there. Before this new release, I was able to select Camea. So let me save first. Camea, multi-object tool, covering type, skirting, bottom, and add. And at this point in time, I could select so I'm going to Y, and click here.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of mid, I want to have a bottom left. Now I don't know whether it was
Oh,
visible
that's so
what
cool.
I did. Huh? So this one GY to come out back outside, GY again to snap it.
What
So I can
happens
shift.
at the door? Is it cut
Yeah,
automatically?
I'm coming to that.
No.
So I check both Shift T to properly join
Mm-hmm.
the two. In this case, I have a door in between. So unfortunately, there is not an option like with walls that with the Shift K that we can cut.
Not
So
so
I can
far.
only, I can place the cursor halfway, Shift E to trim it. No?
Mm-hmm.
G, Y, and put it back. Put it here. This is the cursor on the edge, Shift
Mm-hmm.
E. Then Shift D again to duplicate,
You
Y,
duplicate it and move it on the other
and
side.
go. So I
Yeah.
think the skirting has been addressed. Or you want me to finish the whole part?
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Now, shall we color this skirting? I really want to color
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Do it. Color everything. Color more things.
So let's create some colors, right?
Yeah. It's boring. It's dead. This model
If
is dead. Let's bring it to life, Stefan.
uh, styles. Let's create 2 or 3 colors. Because I normally, I don't know if this is best practice. I normally name the style after the color. But I'm not an expert. So yellow and red. Yellow and red are created. I want another color. Blue. And last one, glass. The glass, which is like a thin like this, but we save it also the glass. We also add some
Transparency.
transparency. 0.7. Say. Now that we have these styles, we can now we can create a material.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the material? Object materials, materials. What I want to do now is immediately create a class type and some, let's say we want to give some material, like wood and blocks, I don't know, walls or blocks. Of course, this is not the standard, but just to, I want to be quick. Let's say also roof. So the roof, I want the roof blue. So I come to the, I have blue already as a style, roofing, edit the style, and I assign blue to this material. Then I want the wood to be red, bad choice, but red. And I want the blocks to be yellow. And the glass to be
Glass.
Now that everything is in place, we need to assign the material to the various elements. So we start from walls.
You can do it at the type level, right?
Yeah, we should.
We should do that.
We should. I would recommend to do it at the type level because
otherwise too much manual work and
if you
little
apply
control.
You can leverage on the type itself. So any instance created, any object created with the type inherits the property. So the wall is here. Select the wall. I do this, but you can also do this to select the types. It's much faster. Okay, Dion always recommended not to use this outliner and to use the, but if you want to quickly jump from one type to the other, this is the quickest way. So I select, say, the walls, I select the type like this. It's the same as doing this.
Yeah.
It's the same. In fact, you see down it's been selected.
Yeah.
Close. So now that I go to the material, where is it? Object material, edit, and no blocks. Save changes. Ta-da! So the wall is colored. I selected the 200. We can assign the same blocks. Fancy. Now the skirting, right?
Yep.
Skirting is covering skirting. Material, wood. And it's red.
Nice.
What else? We visualize the roof. Now building, the composition, visualize the roof. Now that we have the roof, we can go into the roof type, select, and assign the material. Material, roofing. Now, let me save. As I said before, the window and doors can use the materials now. So if when I select the window, let's hope it's working, and I can go into parametric geometry, window, edit, lining, paneling, and glazing. So lining and paneling probably because of the door. The door has the lining around, and the panel, the door lift.
Yeah.
We want to select the glazing. Let's hope this one now becomes transparent. Ready?
I don't hope, Stefano. I believe. Yeah, there we go. You see, this is really cool.
Oh, we can see through.
Yeah.
Nice. But now we apply glass to everything.
Yeah.
No? So we want to go back into edit. And since we have the material for the wood, a very nice wood red. And this one would be like blocks. Okay? So a very fancy window. all the windows? No, just this type, because we
Yeah.
selected this type.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do the
Yeah,
same
and
with
we
the
have
window.
two different window types.
Yeah, window 2, and then we can quickly go to wood and blocks and glass.
This looks very good.
Very convenient.
Yeah.
And we can do the door since we are here. Not material here from here, but we're going to door
Mm-hmm.
because it's a parametric door. You see the glass is not visible.
No.
So let's say blue and red. Let's see what happens. There you go.
Boom.
Not bad, eh? You can see that I'm not good at coloring, but
Very strong colors. But
it's useful, no?
the concept is most important here. Like people are free to choose whatever they want, of course. Yeah. Okay.
It's lunchtime
Well
for me.
done. Well done. Well done, Stefano. Thank you so much. Enjoy your
Well,
lunch. Well deserved.
you're most welcome.